Hello everybody, my name is Craig Bennett. I'm the founder and owner of Tech Reviews Nope. Today I am doing a experiment, and this is an intro to a experiment that will be going on for a while. Today is March 15, 2013, 9:51 p.m. Eastern Time. And what this is going to show which one of the most used email services that's free is the best. And the services that I'm picking as the most used is Gmail, Yahoo, AOL, and Hotmail. Hotmail is it's going into the Outlook.com. So anyone who's looking into getting Outlook.com because of all the new commercials, this will validate. If something happens on the Hotmail account, it's going to happen on the Outlook.com. And anyways, there's a few ways to test how a email service is better than the other. And the problem with majority of those ways is they're opinion based, and it's impossible to stay valid for a long time. But there is one way I found. Now, first off, we can test features. The problem with this is features may change in the future. And let's say I post the last video on this experiment. 3 seconds later, one of these services put out a feature, or they take away a feature. That makes the entire video no void. So all my stuff goes in vain. So to prevent that, I'm not doing it. And also the other reason is some features that I may like may hinder you, so that prevents that. And so it's a more of a it's not really a fact base at that point. Now the other one is simplicity. Simplicity is a great way to tell if something's useful, but in this case it's not, and especially since we're going for fact base. And this is not just a review, it's an actual experiment, scientific experiment if you want to put it that way. But simplicity, the reason why that's not useful in this one, and it won't work at all, is something that's simple to me can be complicated for you, and something that can be simple for you can be complicated for me. So that's more of a personal opinion type of thing. It's not fact-based again, so I cannot use that in it. This must be purely fact-based, no opinions, no outside influences. And the only way I can do this is by spam. And a lot of people will say, well, I get spam all the time. That does make my email service suck. That's true, but chances are you're using your email, and chances are you're signing up for things. Chances are you're sharing your email with other people when you're sending them email. So chances are is it's more controlled by third party. And that's what I'm not going to do. This is going to be for many IT people. They call it a dummy account or a blank account. Basically, this is an account that I will do 4 things on. First is I will make the account. Second, log in and check the actual account, check the email. The third is sign out of the account. And the final is delete the account when the experiment is over. Now, to make sure that everybody's on the same page, I made 10 rules. One of them is breakable, but the rest are highly a must to make sure that this is purely fact-based and is not influenced by any outside forces than the actual service itself, and is to make it valid for years and years down the road. The first rule is all the email services
must be free during the experiment. Now, let's say I release the final video, experiment's done, and one of the services plans on making it a paid for service. There's nothing I can do about that, and the experiment's still somewhat valid, but I mean, if they say we're going to make it pay for service during the experiment, I'm going to void that account and delete it right there and then, because this is for free users. Paid users, there's different rights, different legal rights, depending on your country, and free users pretty much has the same right out through the world. Some slight variances, but it's pretty much the same. Now, keep in mind I'm in the United States, so depending on your laws and depending on if you're on some separate servers and whatnot, it depends, and I highly doubt that you're going to have too much of a variance in what I do in this experiment. Anyways, the second rule is the email address must not be shared at any time during the making of this video, and also any of the videos in the entire experiment. And to cap on that, the actual email addresses will be shared at the end of the entire experiment. So that means each one of these videos, I'm going to edit it to black out the email address, black out the password, length at least, and some of the other information that's personal as far as when I'm making anything. But the email address is always going to be blacked out, and this is to prevent some Joe Blow that sees this video signing the email address up for a tons of spam and making this no void, because third-party services are affecting the service that I'm trying to test. So at the end of the experiment, it's there's no point of hiding the email address anymore, so I'm going to make a final video on the end of the experiment, and what that's going to show is the actual email address, and I'm going to keep a copy of all the original videos, including this one, and try to link them up into one long video if all possible, maybe a few, but the original videos are not going to have the blackout and whatnot. This also means that the videos will be on a encrypted, secure file on my computer. I don't give access to anyone on. I don't give anyone access to that. And the thing is I will be the only one that knows the email address besides the actual services themselves. But they have no idea what email address I picked, so they have no way to manipulate the thing too. So that's just to protect it and make it purely fact-based as much as possible. Now the next one is, at the end of the experiment, the email address must be deleted. And the reason for this is simply because people are probably going to try to send those email addresses an email to contact me, but the problem is I'm not going to use those email addresses anymore after the experiment is done, and this to prevent something, and also to keep my name and also the site in good faith. So if someone hacks the email address, and that's also the reason why I'm blocking the email addresses until the experiment's done. But if someone hacks the email addresses or whatever, you will know, or if they could hack it, you will know that that wasn't me, that wasn't my site. And if they do decide to make it
I'm going to show you me actually deactivating the actual accounts. And if they do, if someone sends you email with that actual email address after the experiment's done, then you know that it's not me and it's someone else. So to protect my name and also protect the site and a few other things. Now, the fourth rule is I must never log into the email unless if I'm recording it. And what this means is I could already log into the email. Say for example, this is a login. I can log in, go to the next page, but immediately at that page I must start recording. The only reason for that is the login, you can do it yourself, and there's no information that comes from that. That's good, because that just shows if I don't block it, which I will, but if I don't block it, then it's going to show the length of the password and the actual username. But the other thing is it's less editing on me, so it frees up time on the videos and frees up time on the last video. So, but it must be recorded at all times as far as after it's logged in. Now, the fifth rule is I must always sign out during the end of each recording, and this obviously means sign out of the email. That way I don't go against my next rule, and that rule, which is rule 6, is I may not check the email more than once a week. And what this does is there's no real point for me to check it more than one time a week, but this prevents mess ups. Some people might claim, well, third-party softwares that you download on your computer or sites you went to added some type of virus, whatever, and they're getting information. This is going to minimize that as much as possible. But to ensure everyone, I got 3 different softwares running at all times, checking the viruses, spyware, and all the other junk, and that actually pretty much tells me that my computer is going to be as virus free and spyware free as much as I possibly can. And it hopefully reassures you that that won't be the case. But say if you're still worried about that, if one account does experience some spam and you use that as an excuse, and say the other ones don't. I don't know what the results is. They all might not have any spam by the end of this, but say that happens. Well, why didn't it affect the other ones? So it's a catch-22 and whatnot. And this prevents and this minimizes the risk. And this leads into number 7. Number 7 is I must check the email at least once per week, unless if life gets in the way. I'm a human, life happens. Let's say, I don't know, I end up in a hospital, or my computer goes bad, or something like that. Then, there's nothing I can do besides not record it. It's not like I can magically wave a wand and the thing's recording and doing it for me. So, life might get in the way, but I'm trying to record it once per week if all possible, and that way you have a steady understanding and when the spam starts, or at least have a good idea when it starts and when it starts getting really bad. And this also leads to my next rule, which is rule 8. I must check the email on the same weekday every week, unless if life again gets in the way. And what this means is today is Friday, and every Friday from now on to the end of this experiment, I have to check the emails, unless if again something gets in the way, say my computer goes out or whatever. Again, there's nothing I can do if something like that happens, and that's life. But saying nothing happens, which hopefully nothing happens, and I really hope that nothing happens, and I hope that I can really do this. I can actually show you and whatnot, and I'll be doing it on the same day every week, and that way it's highly controlled. And again, you have a better understanding when the spam starts coming in and when it starts getting worse, if the spam comes at all. Now, the next rule can be broken, but I'm trying to keep it as best as possible. The experiment must end in 3 months from the starting date, so 3 months from today. And let's look at that real quick. See if I can pull it up. 1, 2, 3, and today's the 15th, so let's say the 14th, and the 14th will be the last day. Now, here's the exception. Say, I don't know, they all get a whole bunch of spam. The thing I can do is I can end it early. I can say a month, half a month, or something like that, which I highly doubt, but let's say something like that, because there's no point in me wasting my time. They're all, at that point, I just got to pick whoever got the least amount of spam in that amount of time. Let's say they all got spam, but one. I might wait a little while longer and then just end it, because again, there's no point, because obviously that one is the most secure and I'll win. And let's say none of them get spam. I might end it 3 months, but there's also an exception where I might actually extend it more, so we'll see. And the final rule, which is rule 10, is the experiment must always be on the same browser. And since I'm using Firefox on this experiment, since my other main browser is Google Chrome, Google owns Gmail, it's just to prevent anyone from getting mad or whatever if I'm using Gmail. And the other browser I have on here is Internet Explorer, which all Windows users have. And Internet Explorer is owned by Microsoft. Microsoft owns Hotmail. Hotmail is one of the things I'm going to experiment on, and that prevents, again, from someone saying something. Firefox, they don't own any of these. I don't think they even are in email, so it prevents anyone from saying anything and getting any I guess trying to downplay the actual experiment. Now, here's the deal. Any email at all in the inbox or in the spam, junk folder, whatever you want to call it, any email at all, since I'm not going to use this for anything else besides logging in, checking the email, signing out, and deleting the actual email, or the account. Any email is considered as spam, because the email should not be there. So that means I got to keep all emails, and if all possible, I'll try to mark them as read. That way we can actually know which ones are new and which ones aren't. Anyways, let me get started. And let's start with Gmail. And let's say this is obviously going to be blacked out. And let's say alright, and I'm just going to add a fake year. The actual day is real, but it's make it think I'm a lot older than I am. Trust me, I'm not that old at all. Alright, and alright, now let's head on to the next one. But first, let's sign out. And there you go. And 1 week from today, I'm going to... Alright, now with this, let's go to that. And let's head to these others and also have them all go to the stuff, and we can go from there. Alright, and with this, create account. And here's my email. So we're going to move on. And keep in mind, some of this stuff is going to be blocked out as far as my phone numbers and whatnot. Because let's say if I forget my password, that's the only way I can get back into the account. So again, some of that's going to be blocked out, some it's not. And let's sign out. How do you sign out on Yahoo? Alright. And let's sign up. And let's... Alright, I'm not doing that. Alright, and let's sign out. And the last one is So again, the month and the day is my birthday, but everything, but the year isn't. And I'm gonna add live also in here. After I'm done making this, I'm going to also make a live account and see what happens. Now I'm going to sign out and get a live account. Alright, anyways, so sign out of that. And if you want to contact me, you can head over to techreviewsnup.com, go to contact us, and copy and paste this email. Pretty much every other video besides the last is going to be very quickly. All this is going to be me going in, checking if it has any emails, how many emails, and marking them as read and signing out. That's pretty much all the rest of the videos are going to be besides the last one. If you've got any questions, again, you can email me. You can leave them in the comment section. And one thing I am requesting is for everyone out there to share this video and the video on this playlist, the email services playlist, with everyone you know. That way, the more people who knows about this, the more people will get the better email, whatever that may be. I honestly don't know. They all could be the same, so we'll see. But also the chances that these services will actually get better and become more secure, because the only reasons why I should get an email is, one, their service is so insecure that someone hacked in. Obviously they weren't targeting me because my stuff's blocked, but they hacked in. And the second is and the most likely, they're selling the emails, and people that are selling them to is spamming. So either one is not good, and this is to prevent that in future, and also to help you choose which one to go with. Anyways, I hope you have a great day.